What is up, disc golfers? Today on Iceberg TV, we're going to talk about the news from Prodigy Disc Golf. They are currently suing Gannon Buhr for breach of contract. Gannon left his contract 10 months early, and Gannon believes that Prodigy has breached the contract, which is why he's leaving. And these are Gannon's complaints through Prodigy right here. Buhr didn't receive a PDGA Rookie of the Year commemorative disc, despite being promised one. Gannon did not receive regular sales reports to verify royalty payments on sales, even though they requested them. Buhr did not get to select which signature disc he would receive, and that he was promised two but only received one. Prodigy's disc quality is poor and the molds are inconsistent, and made such complaints known as far back as 2021, with flashing being a particular quality control concern, and that he was owed $500 in unpaid bonuses. Now, this can get ugly for Gannon in a few different ways. Gannon, as well as his mother, she had to co-sign on his contract, is my understanding. And if Gannon's already signed a deal but hasn't announced it with another company, and Prodigy wins in court, Gannon could be held liable for a lot more than he wants to be, liable for, and this could get really ugly really quickly. Now, my opinion is this entire thing looks absolutely horrid on Prodigy discs. The fact that you're going to make Gannon the victim when players have been leaving their contracts early since disc golf has been a professional sport. Every player that Prodigy has ever signed has basically left their contract with Prodigy early because their discs aren't that good and they're just not paying their players, and players get better offers from other companies and they leave. And typically this thing happens to Prodigy, and they haven't made the changes, and now Gannon's following suit with things that we've seen in the past. People have gotten away with it, and now Prodigy decides to take, arguably the number one player in the world, the most promising player in the world, and try to, derail what he's trying to do for his own career. They should have just done a post saying, we're sad to see Gannon go, and they should have tried to get someone to buy out his contract, just like someone did with Simon and Discmania. But in my opinion, this looks terrible on Prodigy, and I think this could be the fall of Prodigy if this becomes like a massive thing. If this becomes huge, I think a lot of the other Prodigy players are going to try to leave as well. And I think that nobody's going to want to sign with Prodigy because they're seeing what's happening to Gannon, and they don't want it to happen to themselves. And then everybody loves Gannon, so everyone's going to be on Gannon's side. I don't think anybody's going to take Prodigy's side. I understand contracts are important, but ultimately now is not the time to decide to do this to Gannon, no matter how much money you thought you were going to make off of him. This could completely derail Prodigy as a brand, in my opinion. And I literally filmed a video the other day that I was going to upload this week talking about why players always leave Prodigy discs, so I'm going to play that video for you after this. But comment down below. You are watching Iceberg TV. Please like the video. And yeah, I actually filmed the rest of this video the other day, and I was going to upload it this week, but now it's just so much more fitting that I have to play this for you guys because I said a lot of things about Prodigy discs that I still believe are true. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the content. You're watching Iceberg TV. Enjoy the video and take care.
Hey guys, Iceberg TV here. And today I want to talk about what I call the rise and the fall of Prodigy discs. Prodigy discs back in 2013, 2014, they were one of the first companies that started paying their players salaries. And with that salary came the signing of players like Garrett Gurthie, Paige Pierce, Ricky Wysocki, Big Germ, and so many of the top names in the sport. But what keeps happening to Prodigy discs? Their pros keep leaving. Now, pros will only leave a company if one of three things are true. The first thing is they don't like the plastic. And I think in the early days, Prodigy made some of the best plastic in the game. And if you look back at some of those 400S, OG 400 runs of D1, D2, those are literally the same drivers that the Prodigy players are throwing today. So if you looked at Gannon's bag, you looked at Kevin Jones' bag, you looked at any of the Prodigy players now, they're still looking for those runs. And I would see pro players on the Prodigy collectors page, like pro players who are touring pros bidding on these old runs of discs, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. So their current run of drivers are not good as the old run of drivers. That's really unattractive for you as a touring player because it makes selling new discs with your name on it much harder because you're not even throwing the new discs. So that's one reason why a player would leave Prodigy. Number two is they're not paying you enough money. I think this is happening in Gannon Buhr's case and why he probably is leaving. Other companies are saying, hey, Gannon, if you can leave Prodigy, we'll pay you X amount of dollars. And when X amount of dollars is way more than what you're currently making, you start to want to leave Prodigy because other companies are able to and are willing to pay you way more than what you're currently making where you're currently at. Now, the third thing is the culture. Now, the culture on Prodigy discs is really good, but some of the key players are not winning tournaments anymore. So Kevin Jones has not been playing particularly well. So the culture, your teammates around you, aren't competing at the highest level. And when you feel like you're as young as Gannon is, and you're the one winning tournaments, and you're the one representing the company, that's not something that's going to help you be the best player you can be. If I was Gannon, I would want to be surrounded by Simon, Eagle, Macbeth, Dickerson, Wysocki, Heimberg. I would want to be on a team with people of that caliber, so I have a team that is a winning culture and a winning environment. And that is the third reason why I think that players keep leaving Prodigy discs and why Gannon Buhr is leaving Prodigy discs. And it's a mixture of all three of these things is why Prodigy cannot keep players on their roster. They've lost pretty much everybody good they've ever had, and now they just have Kevin Jones, Gannon's left, Ricky left way back in the day, Paige left back in the day, Girthy left back in the day, Big Germ left early on for Innova. They just can't keep anybody on the team. Their discs aren't terrible, but what is terrible is one of these three things, and one of these three things is impacting each player that has left and is going to leave Prodigy. Prodigy keeps getting these young, talented, up-and-coming players, and something is not clicking. They're not keeping them. And it's always one of these three things. So I really hope to see a change in the Prodigy culture in the future. I hope to see them be willing to go huge on players other than Kevin Jones, because they've kind of gone huge on Kevin Jones, and then now he's no longer performing. So are they getting their investment back on that? No one really knows until they actually come out and say that, or Kevin comes out and says that. But ultimately, Gannon Buhr was the guy that you needed to go huge on, and they failed to do that, and now Gannon's no longer there. And this is something that continues to happen year over year, and now we're looking at, a whole decade of Prodigy, and they haven't been able to keep any of their players. But I'd love to hear your comments in the comment section down below. I wanted to give you guys my thoughts on sort of the rise and the fall of Prodigy discs, because they have an interesting story, and they're innovators to the game, but they can't keep any players on their team. So it's really interesting to sort of see where they came from and where they're at now is not that different. They still can't keep their pro players on the roster, and people still don't super love their plastic. They sort of fade in and fade out. And the Prodigy fans like the plastic, but as players leave Prodigy, the fans will leave as well. Gannon's going to take half of Prodigy's fan base with him wherever he goes. So with all that being said, comment down below. You're watching Iceberg TV. Go check out Berg's Disc Sports, the link in the description below. Any retailers that want wholesale bags from us, email me at bergsbagsdylan@gmail.com. And anyone else on the website can use code ICE10 for 10% off your order. Comment down below. You're watching Iceberg TV. Hopefully Prodigy can get it together, and take care.
All right, guys, I'm in the final stages of just putting the video together, and I can say that Prodigy's heading in the wrong direction with this situation, in my personal opinion, and it doesn't look like things are going to get much better for them. Hopefully Gannon's able to, win this case. In my opinion, Gannon deserves to play wherever he wants, and he's so young and he's so talented. As a fan of disc golf, I want Gannon to do what Gannon wants to do, and I want what to happen to Gannon is what's best for Gannon. That's the most important thing to me as a disc golf fan, and just a fan of, young prodigies in any sport deserve to be taken care of. They deserve to be cherished. They don't deserve to have, lawsuits put against them. So I don't think any of us saw this coming. But yeah, those were my thoughts a few days ago, and nothing's really changed. It's only gotten worse. You're watching Iceberg TV. Comment below. and take care.